Welcome back, folks, to Let's Play Ultima 9 Ascension, and when last we left off, we're about to go to the final dungeon of the game, and defeat the Guardian once and for all. But there is one more thing we need to do before we go to the final dungeon, and that is show off all the spells in our spellbook, for there are lots and lots of spells here that we have done nothing with. And I think it's time I show you all just what each of these things can do. There aren't any enemies here for us to fight, but we can at the very least see the magical effects and behold the magic that we didn't need. Let us start with the linear spells. We know what all these do. Gust makes a gust of wind that we needed precisely once in the tutorial dungeon and never again. Don't know why Gust is in the game. Ignite can be used to light torches and the like. Douse can be used to douse torches and the like. And Stone was a spell that we used a lot in the early game to defeat enemies because it's a cheap and effective range spell, albeit a very loud one. Then there is Create Reagent, which, if we use it here, create the reagent. The reagent created depends upon where you cast the spell. In this case, it's a black pearl. Not bad if you need a black pearl. Then there is light, which we've used, light heal, which we've used, and there's lightning bolt, which, if we were to just fire it here, kapow! Lightning! Blackthorn was very fond of that spell. And he's dead, so that just goes to show how powerful lightning bolt is. Then there is Ethereal Sight, which we've seen before. Cure, which cures you of poison. We've seen that before. And then there's Crystal Barrier, which, if we use it here, will create a crystal that blocks things. It's not a very good spell. Then you have Infernal Armor, which wreaths us in protective flame. You saw this being used in the final fight against, with Lord British versus Blackthorn. Also, there's now going to be a crackly sound. It's very reminiscent of the Ultima 7 Flame Sword sound. I hope you like it. Then, there is Fireball. We've used that before. And there's Telekinesis. This is something that we are going to be using in the future. But right now, I'm just going to head over to this door and use Telekinesis. We can use Telekinesis to grab items from a distance. We can also use Telekinesis to manipulate things from a distance. Telekinesis. Here. That should have shut the door. It didn't. Game, are you making me look silly? Let's see if we can do something with the door from this side. Telekinesis. Okay, that's not doing anything. But you can use it to open and shut doors and the like, and press switches. Greetings, don't mind me, I'm on fire. Apparently this has angered you. Apparently the Avatar is not allowed to be on fire, so you know what? Oh, we probably dealt damage to him by walking by him when we're on fire. Well, let's load the game. Fortunately, this is why I made this save here, so that the guards aren't angry with us. And let us now go to another spell circle. Not the 8th circle, that's gonna come later. Let's go to the 3rd circle spells here, like Charm. Charm can be used to charm opponents and make them your friend. We don't have anyone we can charm here. If I go over to you, we could probably cast Charm on you. This will probably anger you, but again, we are just showing off spells here. So, Charm. There you go, you have been charmed. Good day. Also, Fog is a very interesting spell. While Fog is effective, everything is shrouded in mist, and as far as I remember for how this spell works, enemies just won't attack you quite often when Fog is active. It's a really powerful spell. Can we dispel it? We can! It actually briefly made it rain. It just changed the weather completely. Made everything awful. So if you want to make it rain, have the Fog spell. Then there's Time Stop. We've seen that before. There is the Wizard Eye spell, that allows you to look ahead with your magic. Not too far. We can see that giant rat, for instance. Hello! How are you? Are you well? And escape cancels the spell. Then there is the day spell, which I think just makes it very bright. With magic! It's probably just a much more powerful light spell. And there's freeze, which I think we need to cast it somewhere, on someone. I think that is a spell you need to cast on someone rather than somewhere. Fortunately, this guard here is the perfect target for that spell. Now the guard is frozen, much like how that magic freezy sword freezes people. Doesn't freeze them for very long, and they kind of are angry afterwards, but to be fair, that makes sense. Right, next, we have the next circle. Let's go back. Not the 7th, not the 6th, the 5th circle. We have Summon Undead, which allows us to summon a zombie that will serve us. I mean, this is something we can do. It's not something we will often do, but we can do it. And then there's Levitate, which allows you to... Actually, I think I cast that wrong. Also, when the Undead charm fails, the Undead will just come after us, which is a shame, but what can you do? Okay, I think Levitate, when I cast it, what it's meant to do is it's meant to make you float up in the air, but I think I may actually be wearing so much heavy stuff that we can't do that. But that's what it does. Bolt of Flame, as you can imagine, is literally just a huge fireball that's actually more of a beam than a fireball, but it deals lots of damage. Full Heal does exactly what you think it does. Fully heals you with a little cutscene. And then you are healed. And guess what? We're out of mana practically, so we're going to load the game and go to the next circle. The next circle of magic, where things are going to start getting more destructive and more absurd. You got Invisibility, which renders you invisible, much like the Black Potion does. And we have Mana Breath, which we've seen makes you able to breathe the water, though it does drain your mana quickly. Then there is Ring of Fire, which surrounds you in a huge ring of fire that damages lots of people, and thus makes them a little bit cross. Fortunately, we have more spells, like Meteorite. Hello! Yep, Meteorite literally flew from the sky and hit that guard. But, clearly, we're still in a bit of bother. So, it's time to move to the next circle of magic, with Death. That did not work. That did not work on you at all. But what it's meant to do is it's meant to just deal huge amounts of damage. I think it just kills certain people, but not you. Not you. Also, we should probably load because you're trying to chase me and kill me. Don't want that to happen, really. Hooray, everything's fine again. We're happy. And joys. Actually, the rat is over here. We could totally cast Death on the rat. That'll work. That's definitely not overkill. Disclaimer, it's totally overkill. That'll work. There's the rat. Rat's approaching. Okay, rat is not approaching because the rat can't approach. Which means we can just cast Death here. Hello! Rat's dead. Also, cost me a lot of health, but rat is totally dead. That's what that spell does! Overkill! Also, teleport does exactly what you think it does. We can teleport. Pow! With magic, we can move through things like small gaps by just teleporting ourselves there. It will be quite useful at certain points. Also, we have Summon Demon. This does exactly what you think it does. It summons a demon. this demon is currently loyal to us. It will not remain loyal to us forever. Yeah, I'm not sure we should be having this spell in particular, but hey, we unlocked the ability to do so. Also, there's Froststorm, which creates a huge amount of frost everywhere that just rains down and deals a huge quantity of damage. How much? A lot. That's how much. Please, stop it! I'm meant to be serving you! Why? Why are you doing this? And then it ends. Probably because we ran out of mana. But we're not done yet. There are still more dangerous spells. Oh, we haven't got to the really nasty ones yet. We've used Froststorm, Summon Demon, Death. We haven't used things like Earthquake. Just creates a huge earthquake that damages a lot of enemies. I mean, you're running over to me right now. That dealt a fair bit of damage to you, but we're not done. How about Lightning Storm? Lightning straight down on that person there, and again. And again. Yep, this is a powerful spell. Not done though. There's still more. Inferno! Notice that there is, notice that there was a picture of, like, buildings on fire, just huge amounts of damage there. Also, we took some damage there. I think that may have cancelled the spell. Finally, Searing Rain. Guess what this does? Evidently nothing here, but I think it's meant to make it rain fire. So you know what, let's load the game and cast that with full mana. Because we don't have full mana. Having full mana might be quite good for casting Searing Rain. Alright. Oh, there we go! Yep, that rain is so hard it's hurting enemies and they're all coming after us. We are absolutely fine though, because we have this little thing. Also, we are constantly losing karma by doing this, if you can hear there. Our karma is going down. Yep, karma just keeps plummeting. Also, I'm curious, that spell did that because we had full mana. What if we cast Inferno now? I don't know who that's trying to target. Also, yes, we are constantly dealing, or we were constantly dealing waves of damage there as long as we stood still. And with that, folks, we have cast every single spell in the game. I mean, Lightning Storm casts lightning as much as, well, as long as we have mana. And we have lots of mana. Not maximum, but we have lots. And these are all really devastating spells. They're not spells we need, however, because we have a Blackrock Sword, and maximum attack, and ridiculous amounts of strength. But if you were magically inclined, these would be your bread and butter by this point of the game. Admittedly backed up with weapons, but you would be using those, and you'd have lots of mana restoration potions to allow you to do this. You could quite easily get through the whole game with magic, and defeat the final dungeon with magic too, or ranged combat, or melee, or a mixture of all three. The game is quite balanced in that regard, though the best weapon in the game is still the Blackrock Sword. Typical of many games of the time, swords are the sharpest, pointiest, and stabbiest of weapons, therefore they're the best. It's a shame, but there are still some great alternatives if you decide not to use it. And so, when we come back, folks, we'll go to Turfin, for we have a Guardian to defeat. And so, I'll catch you next time, folks, and I'll see you then. Later.